Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 5:45 PM and a quorum of members is present, so the meeting of the Board of Education of the School District of New Berlin is called to order. Please call the roll.
Mr. Arend,
Here.
Mr. Helmer,
Here.
Ms. Konick, Ms. Peterson,
Here.
Ms. Schultz,
Here.
Mr. Seidel,
Here.
Mr. Zelinski.
Here.
Ms. Connick let me know she is not able to attend this evening, so then we'll move on to, I would entertain a motion to recess to closed session.
I'll make a motion to adjourn into closed session pursuant to section 19.85, 1C, E, and F of the Wisconsin statutes to consider executive session to discuss approved superintendent goals for 2026, 2027. Executive session to discuss and approve the superintendent contract and employment and performance matters and compensation pertaining to staff.
A second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Zelinski. Please call the roll.
Mr. Seidel,
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski.
Yes.
Mr. Arend,
Yes.
Mr. Helmer,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz.
Yes. We're moving into closed session. We'll return to open session around 7 o'clock. It is now 7:04 PM, and we are returning from closed session into open session. In recognition of the serious and important nature of our efforts here, we will join in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. For those who are able, please rise. And now for those who wish to prepare for the meeting, we will have a moment of silence. This is a public meeting of the Board of Education. Prior to this meeting, notice was given to the public last Friday by providing the agenda to the city library. The agenda was also posted on the district website. A copy of the agenda was forwarded to the Journal Sentinel and the Waukesha Freeman, all of which have filed requests for all public notices. We'll begin with the privilege of the floor. Do we have some this evening?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't read this one in a while. I need to start off before you come up. Meetings of the board are conducted for the purpose of carrying on the business of the schools, and therefore are not public meetings, but meetings held in public. This portion of the meeting is an opportunity for you to come and voice your concerns to the board. So please do not be offended when we quietly listen. We may even take notes. We do not immediately respond to your questions and comments. This is a time for you to talk and us to listen. Thank you for coming to voice your comments and concerns. When I call your name, please step up to the microphone, address the chair, and state your name and whether or not you are a resident in the school district, so you don't have to give your full address. Each presentation is to be restricted to a maximum of 3 minutes. Privilege of the floor will be limited to 1/2 hour. Presentations are not to be designed for purposes of engaging others in a debate in this forum. Discussion of certified, classified, or professional personnel, or of individual Board of Education members should not be considered an appropriate topic for this forum, and the speaker will be ruled out of order. Okay, we'll begin with Laura Rothwell. Do you want to come up and speak?
Okay, hello. I am not a resident. I'm Laura Rothwell. I serve as the middle school Palms dance coach, and this is my 4th season coaching the middle school team. I'm here tonight in support of my athletes and the entire dance program at New Berlin West. You'll hear from our head coach, Tina, later this evening, hopefully, and we are just here seeking greater clarity and consistency in the facility reservation process. All West athletes deserve equitable access to practice spaces that meet the needs of their sport. For a dance team, that means a wood gym floor with regulation volleyball lines to practice safely and effectively. While I understand that scheduling challenges may not always make this possible for all the sports, our program has consistently worked to find reasonable compromise. For example, this summer our juniors, so our younger team, and our middle school team shared practice space for both of their weekly practices. While not ideal, it was a concession we made to help support the equitable facility access for all programs. Throughout the summer, I was involved in multiple follow-up communications with the West Athletic Director and facility staff regarding updates in the reservation process as we moved to Bound. And I was repeatedly left with no response or told that information would be shared once the process finalized for Tier 3 activities. I make an effort to effectively, promptly, and professionally communicate with the AD and facility staff when I need things such as football game schedules, competition requirements, and other program needs, and I simply hope to receive the same level of communication and respect in return. Although the middle school team is not currently recognized as a school-sponsored sport, these athletes are still West students who actively support the broader athletic community. Just last night, they performed alongside the varsity Palms team and the varsity cheer team supporting the football kickoff night. Because our athletes consistently show up to support other programs, I hope that they will be afforded the same consideration when practice space is assigned. The work being done at the middle school and youth levels lays a foundation for future success at the varsity level. Investing and supporting these athletes today helps ensure the continued strength of our high school program for years to come. Thank you so much for hearing me today.
Thank you. Tina Coe.
My name's Tina Coe, and I am a New Berlin resident. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I've coached New Berlin West Palms for 10 years now, leading the varsity team to 2 state championships. In 2021, I founded the Youth Palms program to prepare the young community for varsity. I'm also a district parent. I have 2 children at Orchard Lane. And I would like to explain our current experience with Bound and booking our season. I originally reached out to the activities director at West in February to book our next season and ask if a meeting was necessary. And I was told that outside reservations were being paused due to the transition to Bound, and more information and a group scheduling meeting would follow shortly. In April, we submitted requests through Bound only to find out that they would still not be confirmed, and there was no timeline for this confirmation. Because of this, I had to turn down multiple athletes who we had hoped would start a 5th team for our program. We were also told our reservations would be held and revisited when a decision would be made surrounding all community groups. Through more emails that we initiated through checking in, we still have no scheduled practice times after, like, when the school season starts. So we have 3 more weeks of scheduled times. Multiple dance families have reached out to me expressing their frustration as they can't schedule anything else or plan with their families or work on transportation. Last week, we also discovered, we believe other programs whose seasons start after us did get to book. It appears in Bound that there's a team who has they have Poplar Creek and New Berlin West gyms every single day, Monday through Friday. So all 5 days of the week, so it feels inequitable. So equity of facility usage is necessary for all us sports to coexist and succeed together. Everyone should be able to use the facility suitable for their sport. The Palms team has made numerous concessions, including moving our practice times, having multiple teams overlap their time in the same gym and share space, as well as being put in spaces that are not necessarily functional for our sports, such as the mat room or the cafeteria. We do this for the greater good, and we understand sacrificing once in a while so that other teams can meet their needs. A solution for the previous group who is using 2 gyms every single day would be for them to also utilize weekends or stack their practices the way that we do. I would love to see our schedule be confirmed for the school year, which begins in 3 weeks. I have very dedicated families and coaching volunteers who are in need of a schedule as soon as possible. The dancers deserve equitable facilities and time, just like the other community groups. But thank you very much for taking time to hear my concerns, and I'm happy to offer any information or answer any questions.
Thank you. Nick Coe?
Good evening, I'm Nick Coe. I am a district resident. Thank you to the board for your time and service to our district. I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of the families in the New Berlin West Youth Palms program. Our dance teams have experienced incredible growing success, which is a direct result of the dedication of our athletes and immense hard work of our coaches. However, we're facing a significant hurdle, as you've heard from the others. We are currently unable to solidify our practice times for the upcoming fall and winter. Our season actually started back in June, but as of right now, we only have 3 more weeks of scheduled practices before our approved time runs out. Our coaches have been proactively trying to book space and communicate with the athletic director and facilities since February, and our schedule remains pending indefinitely. This ongoing lack of finalized scheduling deeply impacts our athletes, especially those who play multiple sports. My own daughter is on the Palms team, and she also plays fall soccer. Because the dance schedule is completely unconfirmed, multi-sport athletes like her cannot safely commit to another program. It forces these kids into an unfair position where they might miss out on other athletic opportunities entirely, simply because they don't know when their Palms practices will be. Beyond the athletes, this creates a tremendous logistical burden on our families. Parents are currently struggling to arrange work schedules and transportation, which is especially frustrating when other sports have already communicated their approved schedules. We understand that the district is transitioning reservation systems and that the facilities committee is reviewing its procedures. However, with our current approved practice times running out in just 3 weeks, we respectfully request that the board or the committee provide immediate clarity so our coaches can work to equitably schedule practices that works for all the sports competing for space. Our athletes just want to continue their season, and our family simply needs to be able to plan our lives. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. And then we have Hannah Chin.
Hi, my name is Hannah Chin, and I'm not a resident of New Berlin. Good evening, school board members. My name is Hannah Chin, and I have the privilege of serving as the head varsity POMS coach at New Berlin West. Thank you so much for your time tonight and for your dedication to our schools. As in-house counsel for another public school district, I truly understand what you all do, and I sincerely appreciate it. As coaches, much of our work happens outside of practice. We spend countless hours teaching our students about teamwork, accountability, and mutual respect. Above all, we teach them that communication and collaboration are the keys to success. We hold our students to a high standard. When a coach, teacher, or district leader reaches out to them, we expect our students to respond promptly, respectfully, and reliably. Similarly, my coaching staff and I take immense pride in being exceptionally attentive to every request for information that comes our way from the district. We treat district communications with the urgency, care, and priority they deserve because we know we are all working towards the same goal. However, we have found that this standard of communication isn't always mirrored. Lately, our coaching staff has experienced frequent challenges with basic communication etiquette, specifically emails regarding our program's needs going unacknowledged and important tasks being left without follow-through or status updates. Our students watch how we operate and communicate with others. When they see adults modeling prompt acknowledgments, open dialogue, and reliable follow-through, it reinforces the exact values we try to instill in them every single day. We are all on the same team here, deeply invested in the success and well-being of our students. I respectfully ask that we work together to elevate our district-wide communication standards, ensuring that the responsiveness we expect from our students is equally matched by adults across the district. Thank you for your time and for your partnership in supporting our students.
Thank you. Okay, so we have President's message and announcements. Again, thank you very much for coming to the board and bringing up your concerns. And I know that we've had some emails as well, and Mr. Garza has responded, and Mr. Miller is going to be working with you to, I think you said you're going to be talking with them to try to resolve whatever issues are going on. And scheduling has been very important to the board. As you probably noticed, last year was our first survey. We asked a survey be sent out last year, and we're looking at that, and that's something that's going to continue to be on our radar with satisfaction with the scheduling system. All right, then we have administrative team report. Do we have one since Joe is not here this evening?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right, then the consent agenda. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which includes notice, approval of minutes of the board meeting of July 27th, approval of minutes of the board meeting July 27th work session, and the 2026 seclusion restraint report. Are there any items that should be pulled out for separate consideration? Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Helmer to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, then all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. On to the regular agenda. Discuss, approve the 2026-27 board goals and guardrails. So last week, we had our work session, and then we heard from all of you and now we're coming back now with a general framework of what we believe everybody agreed upon. And then we do have one possible amendment. And so I'll quick go through these before we do a motion. So the first strategic goal, student achievement, that's going to be focusing on the screen time. So we came up with these action items. So they're pretty much the same as what we had last week. And then we have our strategic goal for staff, which has remained the same as we had in the past years, where we're going to monitor and support that annual retention rate and also the 2 lowest scoring response questions included on the annual employee experience survey. For strategic goal 3, fiscal, We're going to be doing site evaluations to help identify and prioritize facility requirements. That will be led by our facilities committee. And then we will monitor and support the district's long-range facility plan, and we will support the administration with a capital campaign for playgrounds and CTE spaces as needed. Strategic Goal 4 for community, we have our action items will be to support the administration who create the age-appropriate guidelines for those 4th and 6th grade screen time. So it's pretty much similar to our academic one, but this one is going to be more with communicating with parents as to screen time that their children are on, and also if the community is interested as well. Also, we're going to monitor and support the Education Foundation New Berlin, utilizing their year-end financial performance as a guide for ongoing collaboration. So these are the main goals that we heard from you, but we also have a possible amendment, which Mandy has proposed, and that is adding to it also looking at the student survey, in particular grades 7 through 8, and looking at the particular questions that are in regards to peer behavior and the classroom environment, specifically those to the classroom environment. So we were looking to increase the scores on those responses in students. So there's two options to go with if we want to add this. Another one is a little more basic, a little more open-ended. So do I have a motion for the goals as presented without that amendment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, so I have a motion by Mr. Helmer and a second by Mr. Arend, I'm forgetting, to approve the board goals as presented. Any discussion, or does anybody want to amend?
I move to discuss amending the school board goals for
Okay, so
2026.
you have a motion then to amend. Do I have a second to add in the amended goals?
Can you go back to the amendment?
You want to see that one again? Sure.
Please. So it's everything in red, correct?
In red, but the thing is, you would pick from the first bullet point or the second one.
So the choice is we either focus on those two KPIs as presented, the students in the classes behave and students treat each other well, and we focus on those, or we just look at the two lowest scoring response questions and focus on those.
Can I,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, so last week, Janet.
Oh, hold on a second, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
that's discussion, that's why I wasn't sure if we
I'm
could.
forgetting I need a second in order to open up discussion to discuss the
Yep.
amendment. So do I have a second to consider the amendment?
I second.
Who said that? Okay, I have a
Matt
second.
Aaron.
Okay, so I have the amendment by Ms. Peterson and the amendment by Mr. Wren. So, okay, go ahead. Any discussion now? Go ahead.
Okay, do you want me to? So last week, Janet and I met with Joe and Ann and a couple of the members of the administration, and we went over the survey last year that was given to 7th grade through 11th grade. And two of the top 5 scores that were not favorable were students in my class behave so that teachers can teach and students can learn. So 26% of the kids, I think 26, I have it right here. 27% of the kids that took the survey, and there was about a 51% sample size, did not agree with that. So they don't think that they're able to learn in their classroom due to other students' behavior. And then the other one was 26% of the students don't think that students treat each other well. So in this meeting, not to speak for Joe, but we were talking about how those are pretty big percentage points, and students think that this does correlate to their ability to learn inside the classroom, as stated in the question. So the reason why these are two different is that one was a SMART goal, and then the other one Joe added in case, because that one mirrors our staff goal a little bit more. So I think that second goal, to answer your question, would be the same 2 bullet points, because those were the 2 lowest ones. It's just a different way, a less specific way to
Oh, yes,
Right.
I remember now, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Because typically what we do is our board goals are a little more general in the fact that we're not the administrators who can actually carry out.
But that
So-
one is like a true SMART goal. So
Right.
they wanted, because last meeting we talked about how it would have to be a SMART goal, so one came up with a SMART goal, and then the other one is just more, one that goes a little bit more with the staff goal.
Ours would be to have to support them.
Right.
Joe's goal would be to improve it by 2%.
And
or
that's what I'm
whatever.
thinking, you give this to the superintendent as his goal, but our goal is more general because we're supporting.
Right, like our goal would be the bottom one, and then the top one would be Joe's.
That's what I'm thinking, is that if we're gonna continue to monitor this years later, it's just easier, because if those two, I'm assuming those are the two lowers, but if they approve, something else is gonna end up, might be lower, and we always wanna strive for student satisfaction as well as staff. So I think the bottom one would make more sense in this case.
So Mandy, the bottom goal is written exactly as the staff goal, correct?
Yeah, the bottom one is written by Joe to mirror what the staff goal looks like for our
Which is
staff.
Which is part of this
Yeah,
presentation.
so then I can go
Yes.
back. Here, I'll go to the staff goal so you can see how it's similar. Oops, too far.
It's exactly this, well, not exactly the same, but
Yeah, so for
similar
instance, that's
writing.
what the staff goal looks like. We'll monitor and support the two lowest scoring response questions. So it pretty much mirrors that, except it's the student survey instead.
We just wanted to come prepared. So we have a SMART goal, and then one that, mirrors a goal that we already had in place.
So if we vote on as written, red would be out, or if we amend it, then it's one of the two choices?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah, so
hearing.
right now on the table is the goals as presented, but with the amendment, and then we would,
We have
we
to
would've-
vote yes to approve as amended.
Yes.
If you vote no, then we'd have to vote on the original.
we'd have to go back, yeah. So first we're gonna vote on the amendment, and if it passes, then we don't have to do anything. And we agree that it's gonna be the second one. It's not gonna be the first, the detailed SMART goal, it'll be the second one. But then if it's a no, if we get more no's, then we're going back to the original motion, which was for the original set of goals. The other thing, which we may want to add, if we want to do another amendment, is the community goals. Do we want to pop in there the scheduling satisfaction? Since we're hearing a lot
I
about
think
it.
that is definitely worth a conversation.
But anyways, we'd have to do another amendment as well, so. Any thoughts on that?
Do you need me to make an,
So,
Well, no, because then it's gonna be confusing, because you're gonna have,
no, you can amend it again, and then you have the next, am I doing this right? I believe if you call for another amendment, then the most recent amendment is what's on the table. I
but
think.
then are you supporting the second one?
Yeah,
I think you dig, as you go each level, you have to come back each level.
Okay.
As you had indicated.
okay. So yeah, then we'd have to first vote on the first amendment before we would amend it again. So, okay, going back to it, right now, the amendment on the table is this one, with the second option, the or.
I motion to vote on the amendment to the strategic goal, student achievement.
You don't need to motion for that.
Oh,
It's on the table. So we're in
So when you-
discussion. You could say, you could say you want to call the vote.
I would like to call the vote.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. So it passes, so we have 5-1. Oh, I should let you say no. All those opposed? I haven't had to say this in a while either. All those opposed, raise
No.
your right hand. You're opposed, okay. All right. Motion passes. I'm sorry, amendment passes. So now, do we want to do another amendment? Do we want to adjust the community one? Do we want to add to it?
I motion to adjust the community objective for strategic goal number 4 to discuss.
So So we need an actual.
You need an actual.
need-
that
Yeah,
can-
we need an actual goal. What do we want? What do you want?
I think
We
the
wanna
goal would be we will monitor and support district administration
Yeah,
To improve.
to improve
Satisfaction.
satisfaction with building,
like facilities
with
satisfaction.
facility rentals, or facility
Reservations.
booking or
Reservation system
reservations.
bound.
Okay,
Janet, just a question, do we have to do this because it is already in Joe's goals?
this is because the board wants to have, we're supporting Joe's goals. So I think we're moving in a direction now where we're being more in line with Joe's goals, where the board is going to support what the, because we really can't personally do anything as the board. You know, you're the ones who are carrying out really what we're directing you to do. So that's the thought, because that's how our staff goal is written.
For the most part, Joe's goals are the SMART goals, the actionable, and then we have the one step higher to support
Right.
what those are.
Thanks for the clarification.
Okay, yeah. All right. Do you have something written down? Do you think it makes sense? If you want to read it
I-
back to us?
All I had so far was, we will monitor and support district administration and.
Okay. To improve
Yeah,
the
Janet.
facilities
Yeah.
reservation process. Does that sound good?
That sounds
Yeah.
exactly what I was.
I think we said we will monitor and support the administration to improve satisfaction with the facility reservation process.
Okay. So, who wants to make that motion?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a motion by Mr. Seidel. Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a second by Ms. Peterson. Any discussion on that? All right, then hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Okay, thank you. Then there's a first read of the Wisconsin Act 89 policies. And so since it's the first read, please make sure you've read those. If there's any questions, please direct them to Joe. I don't know, is there any background, Patrick, to give us on this?
It's written in the board packet, I think, quite well. Most of these are dealing with district communication and communication platforms. And the language is including language about grooming and the boundary violations that go along with communication, so. But yeah, as you read through these, if there are any questions, get those to Joe. Those questions then will come to ELT and we'll get those prepared for you.
Okay. All right, and then there's discuss, approve the 2026-27 student and course fee schedules. Do you have anything background on that?
This is something that the board has to do annually. Usually there's more discussion around it if there are fees or course fees that are changing. There are none changing this year. So this year, it's just a matter of it coming before you so that you can give it your annual blessing.
All right, do I have a motion?
I have a motion to approve the 26-27 student and course fee schedule.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Helmer to approve. Any discussion? And all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. All right, what do we have next? Okay, so we have an action item that was discussed in closed session.
I'll make a motion to approve the employee, sorry. Well, I'm not up there yet, sorry.
Employment performance. and
Yeah, employment, performance, and compensation matters pertaining to staff as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Zelinski. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. And we have our future meetings and dates. Just a reminder, board meetings are generally held the second and fourth Mondays, beginning at 7:00 PM here in Conference Room E. Next one is August 24th, then we have September 14th. September 28th is the budget hearing and annual meeting. And then other important dates is September 1st is the first day of school. I would entertain a motion to, I'm sorry, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Almost did it
Second.
again. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned.